As day departed, earth's creatures were let into the bronzing distance of night air, from work and weariness, alone, unquiet. Among them I steeled myself as if for war, not only of the journey, but of compassion. It stirred then memory which does not err. You muses of high and deep renown, help me to speak what I bore witness to, lift what my mind in that dark place set down. Poet, I said, I must rely on you. Before this higher pass, you are my guide, trusted to measure out my strength and virtue. You told once how the father of the good, Silvius, ventured into the place of souls, piercing its realm with merely flesh and blood, attaining in the end his noble goal. The holy conqueror of every evil blessed his journey, sanctioning the role he'd come to play, the one through whose will, for our sake, with highest confirmation, the root and stock of the Roman people, planted the empire which has stood alone among rivals, the center on which turns the world of holiness and Peter's throne. You gave him that great blessing, and he learned what his triumph meant for those who'd wear the papal mantle through the fame he'd earned. Later, the chosen vessel would go there, bearing salvation's comfort in his journey, the way of faith and the soul's repair. Can I follow them? I who am surely not Aeneas, not Paul, I who no one, not myself, not others, would think worthy. And so before, in madness, I abandon myself to this uncertain fate, reveal, with wiser words, the reason I was chosen. As when second thoughts, at odds with will, entangle impulse in imagined nets, just so my mind went blank under that hill. Thought, twisted thought, apprehension set upon the quarry of first innocent hopes and choked volition and regret. That great-hearted poet said, I sense catching something in your words that wavers. Cowardice must give your soul offense, scourged by which others have fled honor. The way at some false glimpse a panic burst scatters from the roadside skittish creatures. Just so our heroic aims reversed, to restore which too you learn of my compassion when I began to grieve for you at first. I was one of those in dark suspension, a soul imprisoned when I heard a voice, a woman's, pure, so all of my attention turned toward her, so lovely I had no choice but follow. See, her bright eyes outshone the stars in splendor, and she spoke like this. O spirit of the noblest Mantuan, whose fame spreads over the entire world and will remain as long as words are known. Help my friend who's wandered from the fold, lonely and afraid under that hill, bewildered and adrift and unconsoled, and in such danger for all that I can tell, in heaven of what's whispered of him there, no Savior yet may come to find him well. Therefore go, and help him to keep clear of mortal danger. Put your mind to use. Bring him home to one who holds him dear. The one who speaks these words is Beatrice, sent from where all souls would come ashore. Love moves my speech, love is the emphasis of all my words. Soon standing before the Lord, this love will praise what you will do. I said, when I saw she spoke no more, you, O Lady of perfection, virtue, are one reason why the human race outshines all else that his creation issued. From high through lesser spheres, and all that lies beneath, what you ask so well accords with my wish, and is uttered with such grace, that if I'd done already what you've urged, it would seem late. But say, why must you come into this pit where all hope is submerged? In order that your heart may come to fathom this deep truth, she said, I'll bring to light the reason why I do not fear this kingdom. Harm and what may do harm, this one ought to rightly fear. A soul has little need to flee the harmless, thus no fearful thought, for my own sake, can bar me from this deed. This mercy made me such that from your fires, and from your suffering among it I am freed. In heaven is a woman without peer, so soulful that she nearly makes the stone weight of justice shatter by her tears. For your coming trial she called upon Lucia, behold his misery, and cried, I plead with you to help a faithful one. She whose merciful heart would not abide one seed of cruelty to open rose, turned to me and knelt at Rachel's side. God's handiwork, she said, true Beatrice, why have you not yet gone down to assist the one who for your sake rose to surpass man's common measure? See how he is cast on such currents the sea itself can roar no harder than the force he flails against. Go and help him. No sooner did I hear these words than I descended to deliver this commission from my changeless sphere, with such urgency that few have ever so quickly sought for good or fled from ill. Such is my trust in you. With her speech over, she turned her eyes, which all this time had welled such tears which moved me so much at the sight. My heart and spirit both leapt to fulfill all that she'd asked. I found you in that state, helpless, hunted. Only my power then saved you from the beast who blocked the straight passage up the hill. Now that you've learned the court of heaven itself is home to 3 blessed women whose hearts so deeply yearn for your salvation and have summoned me to guide you to them, should not courage spring inside your veins and vanquish all self-pity? As when the little flowers in the long chill of night shrivel and droop down until the morning comes and the sun's strong beams uplift and cheer the floral crown, straightening its green stems and fresher leaves sharpen and unfold, I felt my own heart lift up with purpose. She has revived hope, her true and tender words have nursed my soul through which all faith is kept alive. Through your words as well my spirit thirsts once more to make its way to go wherever you may lead, just as I did at first. You are my guide, my teacher, and my master. One spirit in us both may bear this load. I spoke to him, he turned, I followed after. We walked along that deep and savage road.